Welcome back to the Barrel Talk Podcast. It's episode 84. I'm joined with Connor Carson's Nick Wynn. How we doing?
Yeah, we back.
What's the podcast called again?
Barrel Talk.
It's been a long fucking time.
Been too long.
It ain't been that long. I
mean, like 4th of July and everything, you guys got to give us some.
We did have a lot of stuff
leeway.
going on.
A lot of stuff going. Too much stuff going. I bought a whole ass house. Couldn't do anything.
You bought a house?
Yeah, and then sold it. Just cause I was bored. It's that one you got.
Did you profit?
God no. In this market, are you shitting
good.
me? Okay, good.
You sold it to me. That means.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We got Isaac to talk about actual Cracker Barrel.
Cracker.
Or did you work today?
No, yeah, I did, but we're not gonna talk about it.
Word.
All right.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Rough day, I guess, yeah.
But it's been a minute, so we got a lot to talk about. So we're gonna start out with Chris Paul to the Warriors and Kristaps to the Celtics. Connor, give you the floor about the whole Kristaps trade.
I didn't even think it was gonna happen. It got declined, or it didn't go through the first time. We were sitting at poker.
Yeah, wasn't there like an alternate version of the trade that was supposed to happen?
It was supposed to be Malcolm
the
Brogdon.
Day before.
Brogdon was supposed to be in it. He was supposed to go to the Wizards.
No, the Clippers.
There you go, Clippers. And he has he had like a lingering elbow injury that I guess he didn't pass his physical or something, because they said, I think he did it on purpose to stay with us. So I think he's slick for that, because he knows we gonna be something next year. He's like, I ain't going to the Clippers. Fuck all that. They got too many guards. I was like, I understand. So he stayed. We get Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, a player that was like damn near written off a couple of years ago when he first got to Washington. How long has he been in Washington? 2 years? 3 years?
Yeah,
two.
about that.
I think two.
Somewhere around there. He was putting up good numbers. I mean, no one really talks about him because he's in Washington and they suck. But he's still a great player. He's going to help us a lot. He's another rim protector that's going to help us a lot. I think he's going to probably end up starting at the 5, which would help us a lot. And we'll probably run Rob Will off the bench, which I have no problem with. We don't have Marcus Smart anymore, which kind of sucks, but we'll get into that later. And I don't know. I like it a lot. I think it's going to help us a lot. It's going to stretch the floor a lot for us, considering he can shoot the 3. So it's going to take a lot of centers that are going to go out to the perimeter, and it's going to make Jason Tatum a lot easier to get to the rim. So I don't know. I like it a lot. I think we just reload. I mean, last year we got Malcolm Brogdon. Now we got Kristaps Porzingis. We're just getting better every year. It just depends on if we produce or not. So I think the East is going to be super tough next year. And I don't know. I think we could still finish with a 1 or 2 seed. I like it a lot.
I also do like the trade. It does suck that you have to give up Marcus Smart, who apparently you guys said that you weren't even looking to trade him, and then all of a sudden the next 2 days you trade him, which sucks.
It's a cold world.
But
it's a business.
I think if you guys were to go back, when the trade happened, I think you guys would have waited now. Because we're getting to later with the whole Damian Lillard shit, every trade that's probably happened with contending teams probably would have been on hold now, because everybody would have been trying to get Damian Lillard, especially you guys, because Jason Tatum's recruiting him. But you guys do have Kristaps now. He's basically the replacement, because you could put Kristaps in a world at the 4.
Yeah,
you were running Al Horford.
Yeah,
and you could have Rob Will start.
I think you could do that. I think that's going to get a little clunky, just because I think you would definitely run Rob at the 4, just because how smaller he is than Kristaps. Because Kristaps, 7'3".
Yeah,
we haven't had that's the biggest guy I've seen on the Celtics in a fat minute. So I think he's going to help us for rebounding a lot. We are a team who's getting out rebounded a lot because Al Horford was our only rebounding guy and Jason Tatum basically. So thinking having him, he can throw outlet passes and everything. The Marcus Smart thing, sad. I mean, we drafted him and everything, but hey, man, it's a business. I like Marcus Smart. I mean, I wish I would have saw Jaylen Brown go other than him, but I mean, it is what it is.
I think it does. It's also, I feel like, something that needed to happen. Obviously, Marcus Smart was the heart and soul, but at the same time, I felt like any time game winner, time to make a shot late game, Marcus Smart was taking it over Jason Tatum. It just I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
saying
very weird.
it was like drawing up for Marcus Smart or whatever. It just ended up happening like every time you guys were in late game situations.
Very
And it could have
weird.
just ran its course with Boston, especially him. I mean, he's in another good situation in Memphis to where like
He's
they
gonna help
need
Memphis
him.
a lot.
Yeah,
I
they
think
need
it'll
him.
help Memphis a lot. It's gonna be interesting to what they do with him. Considering they have Ja and Bane, and Bane just signed a bag, so I don't know. Well, is Ja so Ja suspended how many games?
25.
25. So they're gonna run Bane and Smart for at least 25 games. And then after that, I think Marcus will probably take a backseat and go to the bench. If he
He
wants to
could.
win. If he
He'll
wants to
probably
win,
just
he should do that.
he'll just take the Tyus Jones role.
Take the Tyus Jones role, do all that. Because I don't see a world where they're running all three of them.
Well, obviously better defense and
Well,
Because who
as much on the
you
offensive
can't
side,
run you can't run any three of those people at the three.
maybe with Marcus Smart, you can just because of how good of a defender he is. Maybe you could
I
run
wouldn't
that.
trust it.
I think that would be their closing lineup with them three, Triple J and Steven Adams. Because they really don't have
Now
a
that they
true.
just lost Dylan Brooks.
They don't really have a true three that would step in and start for them right away. So I would not be shocked if they were to, as soon as Ja comes back, still, especially if Desmond Bane and Smart have it going, run all three of them because you're stout defensively with Triple J, Marcus Smart, and Steven Adams.
It's just going to be kind of tough if you got to have someone. I'm trying to think like
Who else do they have off the bench?
Like Aldama, if you start Aldama off your bench.
I mean, if you want to do Roddy and Lofton, if they're even going to play next season,
Nah,
Roddy
you
will
don't.
probably get minutes because
Yeah, Roddy will.
he got minutes in the playoffs, so I'm
Yeah.
expecting him to play. Kenneth Lofton probably not, which sucks because I actually really like Kenneth Lofton.
You could. They're still
they don't have Tyus Jones anymore.
They have trying to think we'll get into it later, but there's still so many other free agents. This is just from our perspective right now. They'll probably go pick up a three. They still have Zaire Williams, who's just still a super young guy who they could slide in that role, and he's 6'9".
Who was starting last year? I don't understand, and who I don't know why he took why did they stop playing him? It didn't really make any sense. He was damn near starting games and then just fell out of the lineup.
I want to say he had an injury and then kind of just fell out of the rotation, and then Roddy kind of took those minutes that he was getting.
Very weird. I think the Grizzlies are in a good spot though.
Yeah, I think Grizzlies and Boston definitely won the move. I think Washington, people are like, oh, Washington kind of got fleeced and they're rebuilding. We'll talk about it when we get to the Chris Paul.
You can't get fleeced when you're rebuilding.
No,
you're just you can, but it's not. They didn't get fleeced to the point where they're fucked. They're just rebuilding, dude. They're just getting rid of all the players that don't want to be there anymore. Besides fucking Kuzma for some reason.
Kuzma just got his back, but they pick up Tyus Jones and another pick. They got the 35th pick out of it, and then what also they got from getting rid of Beal and everything.
I think you got at least a high 20 wins, 29, 30.
Yeah.
Something like that for the Wiz. I mean, I don't see them obviously contending at all.
I don't see them being as horrible as people think, though.
No, I don't think they're going to be worst team in the league horrible.
No.
I think that's going to be probably the Spurs still. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not.
Portland.
We'll see. Portland will be pretty bad.
Probably Portland. But we can get into the Chris Paul trade because now I've had a good minute to really think about it. When it happened, I was surprised, and it's crazy. Now it came out today. Damian Lillard wanted to come to the Warriors, would have been on this bullshit. We would have.
I think that's a lie.
I think that's such a lie. But
I think they just wanted clicks off that.
Yes, but Chris Paul, sucks getting rid of Jordan Poole because we've seen him develop in the Warrior system from G Leaguer to good bench guy to great starter for us when we needed him to. I mean, he can definitely score, but I think the Draymond punch kind of ruined everything that happened last year. Obviously not everything, but I think that kind of had a morale killer in the locker room. You couldn't really go past that. And
did you hear about how it started? The actual conversation.
Yeah.
Wasn't it something that Draymond was going to be on the Wizards or something? Something about the Wizards. He was going to be on.
It was about the King. It was about the Kings, and he said something about Draymond getting females at Michigan State or whatever, or something like that. And then he punched Jordan Poole, which obviously we weren't there. We can't say if it was warranted or not. But On face value, I do like the trade. When you look at our problems last year, Chris Paul's older. We know about the injury concerns, but when you look at the problems last year, it was the minutes without Curry on the court. We were like the best offense in the NBA when he was on, the worst when he was off. Couldn't really, we even like Draymond said it on like other podcasts. We got too predictable and everything else with our offense. We didn't really have anything else to go to. Chris Paul adds a whole different element in pick and roll in our offense that we didn't have.
Just because people got to the point where, especially in that Lakers series, you got to the point when you're playing a team fucking almost 7 times, like you're gonna know what's going on. Like you're gonna know where they're gonna go. You know who's gonna fuck up. You know who's not gonna fuck up. So in that stuff, you have someone like Chris Paul who's gonna come in and be part of your closing lineup, and Curry can run off the ball and everything. Like I think it's a very good thing for you guys to have someone like him.
Yeah,
it'll help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Especially somebody who's not going to turn the ball over. And now
those are one of your biggest problems.
Yes,
fucking turnovers.
And mainly, Jordan Poole was causing a lot of turnovers. He was very turnover prone, and he was like a liability defensively.
Turnovers and empty possessions just off bad shots and stuff. Like, because I don't know. Jordan Poole is not a typical point guard. He is also someone you need off the ball.
Yeah.
So, like him in Washington, since they have Tyus Jones, like he can be off the ball the whole time because I'm guessing he's going to start. Yeah. So he'll be over there. He'll be like a 25 to 20 point scorer. I mean, if he just keeps doing his thing. But yeah, your guys' death lineup, if you guys want to have it, you got CP3, Steph, Clay, Draymond, and
Wiggins.
Looney? Wiggs. That's who it is. So you run Draymond at the 3 still, or not the 3, the 5, and I don't know. It'll be a lot of help. I think it'll be cool. Hopefully Draymond and I hope Draymond and Chris Paul don't butt heads.
I don't think they will. I think I don't think Draymond was leaving anyways, but I think us getting Chris Paul also like entice Draymond to still come back and everything. I just think it's gonna work. I just think it's gonna work. It's gonna be very dangerous to see like when Chris Paul's on the court and you have Clay and Curry off ball, like because I'm not gonna lie, like in the playoffs, Jordan Poole became unplayable.
Yep.
Just because of like how he was our only other real shot creator on that team. I felt like once Wiggins came back in the playoffs, he was still good, but he already missed so much time throughout the season to where he was still kind of out of rhythm almost. But now I think Chris Paul's just gonna. I'm not saying he's gonna move our needle to like, oh, we're fucking back or anything, but I think he's gonna help us clean up a lot of the little shit that we have had problems with in the past season, and I think he could definitely do that.
I think Curry is gonna have a crazy season if he stays healthy. Like if there was a season for him to win MVP again, it's probably next season, just because he is going to be off the ball, or he should be. Like you're going to get Chris Paul for at least 15 and 10, 15 and 11. Like that's
especially on our team.
And a lot of those assists are going to probably come off of screens, hella illegal screens to Steph Curry and just shooting threes and probably averaging 30 something points a game. So I don't know. I think it's going to be good for you guys. You'll definitely be a top 3 seed. You should be in the West. It just depends on if everybody stays healthy and everything.
I also like Jordan Poole on Washington, though. I think he's going to get spread his wings there. But go ahead, Nick.
I didn't see this coming. I thought Jordan Poole was like the next, not like Curry in that sense, but like
lifer,
if you ask people a year ago, lifer. I don't know. I just thought he was the next up in like the Warriors system.
You didn't think they were going to get rid of him?
No, I didn't think, especially not this fast. I thought he was going to be there at least a few more years.
I think after that playoff run, he had a really short leash. That was it.
Probably.
They were like, "Hey, man, like it is what it is. We're going to get Chris Paul." Like,
was it Mike Dunleavy that was whoever your GM that said, "Man, we're gonna keep Jordan Poole for at least 4 more years."
Was
it the owner?
That's the owner, yeah.
Our owner. And
2 days later, he's gone.
It's same thing with Marcus Smart.
It's a cold world.
It's a cold world.
I will say though, like I feel like Jordan Poole, Maxey, and Hero were in the same spot. To where if they underperformed slightly, they were getting moved because they didn't want to pay him. Like you see what they're doing with
maybe not Maxey. I think Maxey might be a Sixer lifer.
If you ask anybody a year ago, Jordan Poole was.
He might be.
Unless they're doing some crazy like weird trade that they want to get done, like for Paul George or something.
Yeah, but like Corey just said, I would have said the same thing about Jordan Poole a year ago.
But like we just come off. Obviously, we come off the chip, but like still.
Yeah, that you use a lifer, but I do think you should temper expectations about CP3 though.
Oh, I am. It's not gonna it's not gonna move
15 and crazy. I heard Connor say 15 and 10. That's a little favorable. I think you should expect more like
15 and 10.
I think it'd be like
2 of the greatest shooters ever. I mean,
yeah, maybe.
yeah,
I know.
I'd rather see Chris Paul give me like 12 and 7.
I'm especially down on the points. I don't think that dude can do anything.
I think he can get you 15.
On our system,
maybe.
You know how many mid ranges he's gonna hit?
Yeah,
too many.
Trust me, man. I've seen
too many.
He does so many fucking mid ranges.
Maybe he will. You know the oops to Wiggins, bro. Oh man, these are gonna be great.
I think it's gonna be a little bit easier for Chris Paul because of like the gravity that Klay Thompson and Curry have on the court. So I think compared to like y'all's system, to where like it's him and D-Book with a rock in their hand 99% of the time, and everybody else is watching. Basically, even when they got KD, it still felt like D-Book and Chris Paul had the ball in their hand. But like, I think Chris Paul's going to get probably the most open shots he's had in his career because of Curry and Klay Thompson and gravity. And he's not going to be like Draymond has a playmaker and be like scared to go get a bucket. Like Chris Paul, he can shoot the ball, like he can still score the ball. It's just like the main thing is more how many minutes he's going to be playing. Like the big question is like, is he going to come off the bench or not? Stuff like that. I think he does come off the bench at least to start the year, but at closing lineups, I think he will be in there.
Yeah, you guys will run your closing lineup like usual. Like if it's a close game, like Kevon Looney will take a seat. He'll play 3 quarters, have about 30 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Then take a seat.
But yeah, I mean, I like the trade for both sides. We obviously got to see what happens with the Warriors if they stay healthy. But we can dabble into some free agency stuff. It's been interesting to see.
Oh yeah.
What's been y'all most surprising? I guess who has been y'all like slight winners in terms of contracts and shit like that, and teams that have made moves throughout the draft?
Winners?
Because I got a winner.
Like you go ahead.
Like you go ahead, yeah.
Obviously, like people are gonna say the Lakers. I've been seeing the Lakers like, oh, they dominated free agency, but I think Dallas low key solid like off season so far. They brought back Seth Curry, which is another guard that they trust. They got Rashawn Holmes for basically nothing for moving back 2 spots, and I think Rashawn Holmes should have been playing in Sacramento.
Me and you.
He should have. No, he should have.
He should have been.
And then he's more of a center that like thrives with Luka because he's somebody who you just run, pick, and roll with and throw lobs to.
I would love Rashawn Holmes in Phoenix instead of DeAndre.
Rashawn Holmes is awesome.
See, I like him in Dallas. They got Derek Lively, who's a center who can do a little bit of everything. I think he's going to fit nice around Luka. And then they almost snagged up Matisse Thybulle, but it got matched because when we were about to do the pod, I was thinking, man, I'm talking about how they got Matisse Thybulle. Great pickup for them.
Portland said no.
And they still got Tim Hardaway. So I think they're having a low key, and they brought back Kyrie, which was priority number 1 for them.
They also signed Grant Williams.
Yes, they did get Grant Williams. They just got him last night.
No, we lose Grant Williams.
I think he's going to be huge for them because of like Grant Williams is somebody you throw on the Brons and the KDs and the Kawhis.
He's going to be a spot up. He'll be a spot up shooter. It's another guy.
Yeah,
it's like we've said a million times. You got to get certain people to play with Luka. So like just like you got to get certain players to play with Bron. Like you need these guys who, when they attack the rim and they got their pivot foot. Where am I looking? Who's open? I'm getting doubled, bro. I'm getting tripled, damn near. I got 60 points. Like, who's going to be open? And Grant Williams can be open. Like, Seth Curry, again, he said he's been there. Tim Hardaway Jr., he's a good shooter. Like, they're trying to get people around them. What they did get rid of Davis?
Yeah.
Which, isn't like a big deal.
It's not huge. Especially if you bring in Grant Williams, who's a better defender and can shoot the ball as well at that 4 spot.
You got him in there. I think, low-key, they should probably bring back Christian Wood.
It depends on how. I don't think that fit works anymore because they haven't like got him back yet. I do think.
What's their mock starting lineup going to be?
Luka, Kyrie,
Tim.
Ooh. Nah, they had Tim off the bench last year.
They did
because they don't have Reggie Bullock or Dorian or Wood.
Maybe you go.
You got Luka and Kyrie, and then where do you go from there?
I think you go Luka, Kyrie.
Does Grant start?
You probably go Grant, and then you go Kleba, and then you go Holmes.
This man Maxey always somehow be starting. I don't get it.
He was hurt majority of last year.
Yeah, he did some of his Achilles.
So I think that's their 5. And then when you have Luka and Kyrie, I think that's a solid enough 5. And then you have Lively off your bench with Tim Hardaway Jr., who's a microwave. But I think they're having a low-key offseason
You don't think they'll
so
start
far.
Seth?
No, I think you bring Seth off your bench, and then you have like
a lot of shooters coming off the bench.
That's what you need to play with Luka. But they still have time in free agency. Like there's like I think
there's still a lot
since
of
they
time.
missed out on Matisse Thybulle, who was probably gonna play that 3 spot for him. Yeah, I think they could still go get like Kelly Oubre, who's still available, who averaged a solid 20 last year and could also fit well around Luka and Kyrie. And no, I haven't heard anything about Kelly Oubre. About him going anywhere.
I thought they were going to get Dylan Brooks. I thought that was going to be their guy. I thought he was going to help them at the 3. But, I mean, for some reason, the Rockets wanted him. But we'll talk about the Rockets later.
And it's interesting. I think they're like my one team so far that I'm looking at that nobody's really talking about because they've done pretty much everything right and revamped that roster.
I don't really have any, like, losers or, like, winners. It's kind of just, like just teams are kind of just like revamping. Like it's just you could even say that like the Bucks are winners just because they're bringing back their main pieces.
Same with the Kings.
The Kings are bringing back their guys. I think it's a dub. I mean, you beat by. Do you get promotion every year? I didn't think so. Was it like it's just one season, man? Like I don't know. You lost to the 8th seed. But then that 8 seed.
No, I'm not even talking about that.
8 seed means the finals. The farther that Miami Heat team made it look less worse on the Bucks.
Oh yeah, especially when they go and beat Boston, who was like the team the Bucks were supposed to face.
Like it'll be interesting. I think it's good they got both of them back. I think that's a huge thing. And they got Malik Beasley,
who now that he left the Lakers is going to be able to shoot.
And then, I would call the Lakers winners. I think they're picking up a lot of leeway.
Team fitting guys and younger guys.
Team fitting guys for sure. Like a lot of people that are going to fit around. Like it's just so those guys that are going to be in when Bron's out. So you got like if you got only AD in there, I mean he can't really do it all. So you got like that's why you go to pick up Gabe Vincent. You got another point guard that can go in there or that can be in there with him. Be like Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, and then you go and get Cam Reddish.
Yeah, who's a project.
It's his regular season. He's still gonna play decent minutes. Like
brought back Rui, Austin Reeves on
Rui's
the steal
back,
of a contract.
Austin Reeves back. I mean, it's everything looks good for them.
A loser could also be like, see, if you're bringing back your guys, I consider you not even a winner or a loser, but you're bringing back your guys. Like a lot of people had like the Kings getting like Kyle Kuzma or somebody because they had all that cap, but I can't be mad at them for just running the back with the same guys, and they got the EuroLeague MVP guy who apparently is a dog. But a loser of mine is definitely Philadelphia because they've done nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
And it sucks because
you're going to like the nothing area.
Yeah, if you're going to the nothing area, like the Sixers, like biggest thing they've done is bring in Pat Bev. You still don't know what James Harden, what you're going to do with that. Him and PJ Tucker are rumored to go to the Clippers. And I'm like, what are you getting from the Clippers? Because they're going to want to keep PG and Kawhi. So what are you getting from the Clippers? You're getting a bunch of role guys who, it could be cool in the regular season, but we've seen another star needed. And Damian Lillard doesn't want to go to Philly. So it's like, I think this is the last year Joel Embiid's in Philly, in my opinion.
Portland.
I don't think you could. I think he is going to be a Knick next offseason.
That would be crazy. Yeah, but what big stars actually do go to New York? Like we can hear this so much. KD, Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie Irving, and LeBron are all supposed to be New York Knicks right now. My camera just turned off. They're all supposed to be New York Knicks right now.
But I will say that New York team, when all those stars were available, wasn't the New York team now that kind of has an instilled culture and has more
playoff experience.
Yes, playoff experience. I think people want to play for this team now rather than back then.
What do you mean? They went and got Dante DiVincenzo. That's all they need.
Get your bag.
That's all they need. That's all they need.
Man, I was so sad. I knew because soon as the season ended, I knew he was going to get paid.
I knew he was going to leave. I knew he was going to go somewhere.
And I love that fit in New York because he seems like a Tibbs guy. I'm not going to lie.
They brought back Josh Hart.
So they pretty much have that Villanova team. All they're missing is Mikal Bridges, and it's crazy because he's across the bridge.
Yep. Shout out to Cam Johnson getting his bag.
Got his bag, yeah.
Got his bag. Shout out to him. There's a couple people that you can make the shout outs to that just balled out last season. They deserve it.
Fred
Am I gonna say
VanVleet.
Bruce Brown deserved that contract from the Pacers? Probably not.
Pacers gonna be sneaky next year.
We always say this.
And they got Obi. Okay,
then they're just not.
They're a playing team.
Oh, playing
team for sure.
Yes. The playing. I don't know. I was a Pacer fan for like 2 years. Like we were just mid.
Nah, them in Atlanta in that playing game, 7-8 seed next year, fun to get crazy.
Oh man, when Trae Young gets traded to the Celtics midway through the season because they're so bad.
No, when 2028, when Jeremy Grant's still making $32 million a year.
Yeah,
That's gonna be insane.
I am number one Jeremy Grant here.
I know.
I'm up there with you.
He got that contract. He single-handedly is the reason Dame wanted to leave, and I'm gonna go
probably.
With that. Dame was probably just gonna chill, run it. He talking to the front office. He's like, "All right, what are we doing?" And they're like, "All right, we're gonna sign Jeremy. We're gonna sign Jeremy Grant 4 year. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna re-sign Jeremy. Him. Fuck it, I'm out of here. See, what are we doing?
See, the thing about the whole Dame situation is, and we can kind of dabble into it, I just don't understand the point of him waiting. So it makes sense of why you think that. Because he could have just hit bam right at the start of free agency or right at the draft. I want out. Then you got teams like Boston who have more money and more assets now. And you got the Warriors that now you wanted to go to the Warriors. Now the Warriors have Jordan Poole and picks and young talent to flip. But now it's and you only pick the Miami Heat. So it's all these teams are out of their money. All those teams are pretty much built teams now. Yeah, there's a couple good free agents out there still. But where realistically is he gonna go now?
They said it could take weeks, bro, for this trade to go through. Because it's so dumb. It's so dumb for him to want to go to Miami because he's only looking at it for his point of view. He's not looking at the Trailblazers' point of view because who the fuck are the Trailblazers going to get for him?
If they weren't so guard heavy, they want Tyler Hero, but they are guard heavy.
Exactly. They don't. They here. All right. The Miami's like, all right, we're gonna throw in. Here's Caleb Martin, Tyler Hero, and a million picks. Be like, no, that is Damian Lillard. We are giving you, bro. Give me Bam, and then they're gonna say no, and then then it doesn't happen
because if you trade exactly Bam, what it is. If you trade Bam for Dame, then it's why are we even doing the trade? We'd be probably worse, honestly, without Bam because of the defensive.
You might as well come to the Celtics. Come get fucking Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and every pick we have till 2030.
Boston has I think Miami might have the worst package.
I do too. I think they have a terrible package.
I think the Wolves have a way better package. Yes, you can get Cat in there.
Crazy.
Wolves would be crazy. I think the Pelicans would be crazy because even if you move Zion or not,
Philly would be crazy.
But even then here's what pisses me off. It's the whole. I feel from all the reports I've heard, I don't know Damian Lillard personally. All the stuff I've heard is oh, he doesn't want to go to a super team, blah blah blah, this and that. Yeah, you're picking the Miami Heat who have went to the finals or the conference finals the past 5 seasons. I was
they add you, they are a super team.
Yes, I'm not saying they're a super team right now. They add you, yes, they're probably the best team in the East. But you're talking about, oh, I don't want to be on a super team and everything else. But you could go to the Pelicans and play with CJ and BI with all that young talent. You could go to Philly and play with Embiid. You can go to the Wolves and play with fucking Anthony Edwards. You can go to Boston and play with JT and them. But you're choosing only one team, and only choosing one team gives every other team no leverage.
Yeah, he just
you have no leverage.
He has no leverage.
Yes, not even so annoying. That's stupid that he's just demanding his way towards you. If I'm them, I'm just gonna trade for you anyway. And all right, just put your money where your mouth is. If you want to sit out, you can. Then fucking do it. I don't think Damian Lillard's the type that's gonna sit out.
See,
no,
I think he would just loves ball. I think he just likes the ball. I don't think he's gonna sit out just because he gets traded to Philly instead of Miami.
They were him and his agent. It came out this morning that if you were trading for Damian Lillard, you get an unhappy star.
Yeah, that's what him
and his agent were talking about. But I doubt Damian Lillard would be super unhappy with playing with Brandon.
I was gonna say, so you're just gonna
McCollum.
pull Ben Simmons and be a little fucking a bitch about it, and you're just gonna be mad and everything. Be like, dude,
I don't think he would. I think that's just a tactic.
I don't see him doing that either.
If they just fucked around and sent him to New Orleans, I think he'd end up being fine.
There's so much like little stuff that's gonna go into this, like all this bullshit and stuff that's gonna come out. Like I don't know. It's just the media is gonna hype this up so much, and
I don't think he goes to Miami. I don't think he gets to Miami. I think they're gonna end up getting fed up, and it's gonna be like a couple weeks before the season, and they're gonna try to go get the best package they probably can.
You might as well. If I'm getting rid of Damian Lillard, a top 75 player in the league, I mean, I am gonna or number 75 in the whole NBA or whatever. Like in history, yes. Like I want something back. Like I don't want you can't just disrespect me and be like, hey, here's fucking Tyler Hero and this dude in a million picks when I don't give a fuck about the junior high kid who's gonna get drafted in 2031. Like I don't want that. I need players now.
Yeah, no, this is just the
Bam.
worst.
I need something. I need Caleb. You don't have Strus anymore. You don't have Vincent anymore. Like, if you want me there, you want Dame, like, you better give me something.
And even the guys they had doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
they're like 2 years too late, and the timing is bad for this offseason.
It's terrible. This is the worst for the Trailblazers. It's the worst timing.
If I was the Trailblazers,
they're getting bullshitted right now.
Oh yeah.
If they end up getting like bullshitted, I don't know if there's like something that they can do out of it, but like I don't know.
They already have everything.
If they end up getting like shitted on and end up only getting like 2 first-round picks out of Damian Lillard, I think that's a huge problem.
I don't think they will, because I think there's going to be a team that like, oh, they're saying all these unhappy motherfucking teams or unhappy star that they would get. Like, there's going to be a team desperate enough for Damian Lillard that's going to hit their line when they realize Miami doesn't have a good enough package. Like, I think the Wolves, like, if you add Karl Anthony Towns, a stretch 5, when you have all those slashing guards on that team, and Scoot and Shaedon Sharpe and Simons,
be nasty.
They would kickstart their rebuild for what they would get for Dame. Mm-hmm. But with Miami, we got to flip Tyler Hero to this team. Then we're going to get this back. Because if you're flipping Tyler Hero to that third team's not going to give you anything crazy back. Because Miami doesn't have young talent to give you for Damian Lillard like other teams do. I would take Cat on the Trailblazers. He's still young, and you get a backcourt of Anthony Edwards and Damian Lillard, and you still got Rudy Gobert, and that's a great defensive team all around because you get rid of Cat at your 4. But, like, I just don't understand the whole picking one team. If anything, that hurts you. Instead of having 3 teams. And now the whole Warrior stuff that he wanted to go to bullshit.
Yeah, I don't believe that one bit.
For one, and then we have the same damn near package that you would get from Miami with Jordan Poole.
I mean, we got a good package, man. I mean, I don't know.
They didn't want DeAndre Ayton.
Okay. You're getting
they're trying to get him and Nurk out of there.
Bro,
they're trying to get Nurk's little 15 mil out of there.
Yeah, thank you. Jesus Christ.
Fucking
I'm a Nurkic hater.
You're getting like JB from us, bro. You can go take fucking Robert. We'll flip Robert and Nurk, bro. Give us Nurk. Fuck it. Well, you guys can have Robert. Like, take Derek White, bro. Like, we take an ass load of picks. Like, if we have Damian Lillard, bro, and that's what it takes, bro, for you guys to not get fleeced by the Miami Heat, like, let's just do it.
I just think it's going to, like, Portland knows how this is the best player in their franchise's history, arguably. So I think they know how valuable he is and, like, what they need, because they have, like, this Portland rebuild could either be 8 years or it could be 2 years.
Yeah.
Depending on who they get for Lillard.
We keep talking about the Rockets.
I think the Rockets needed culture. They needed, like, shout out to Fred VanVleet with the contract, but, like, you can say it's an overpay. They had to spend the money.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Dylan Brooks are going to make it so the Rockets have a culture. Same with Ime Udoka. They're going to have something to build on rather than what they've had the past 2 years.
We could just hop into that. I don't think it's an overpay. I think
it's completely fine.
I think he was going to get that from whatever team was going to give him to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's 20. He's 29 years old. I get it. He's kind of old. How long was it? 4 years, like 120.
3. It's only 3, isn't it?
3
years, 126. He's getting paid
126.
Getting paid more than Kyrie.
That's pretty
Irving
expensive, but
whatever.
I mean, like,
that gives the Rockets like a veteran player who has championship like mentality, everything, an older guy that can help these young guys. Like, he's a good shooter. There's nothing wrong with it. He's a decent playmaker. He's going to start for you. It gives you some leeway to either have one of these younger guys come off the bench and help you a lot there, or you just flip one of them for some future assets. I don't know. I was hearing a lot of bad stuff about that contract, and I didn't think it was terrible.
I remember
don't
when
think
it.
it's terrible
I remember
either.
when it happened. We actually talked about it, but like I've come to the mindset where they're like, "Oh, it's an overpay. Like they're still gonna be bad," but like the 10 to 15 plus wins that they're gonna get from Van Fleet and Dylan Brooks or whatever is gonna be so much better for them than just being completely shit. Because when you win in anything, it becomes contagious. You fiend for it.
I
You
think
want that.
Dylan Brooks, like we can hate on him all he wants, but the Rockets were it was a good spot for him to go. They didn't have a traditional three. They had Kenyon Martin Jr., who was starting at the 3, who was actually a 4 with Jabari.
And he's at
they
the
have
Clippers now.
Sengun, and yeah, he's not even there anymore. So now you can run a lineup with fucking Fred VanVleet, KPJ, Dylan, Jabari, and Sengun. You could have fucking Jalen Green come off the bench. I don't care how much he's going to bitch about it. He can come off the bench. One of them can come off the bench.
They
Like,
signed
so-
Jock Landale.
Jock
And
Landale's
Jeff
there as a
Green
backup.
and Uncle Jeff.
Uncle
Yep,
Jeff's there.
Uncle
You
Jeff.
got another winning mentality off the bench. Like it's just, I don't know. You already have like a bucket getter off the bench in Jalen Green or KPJ, whoever they decide to go. But I don't think they're gonna be bad. I don't think
And
the
then
Rockets are gonna be terrible.
They got one of the Thompson's twins, so I do think their
A
lineup's
Stuart
gonna
Thompson.
be.
They got a rookie, another guy come off the bench.
They're probably gonna have. I would think they have Thompson twin come off the bench, and you go
They
Fred
need to.
VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari, and then Sengun. And then
So
you
you
have
have KPJ come off the bench.
KPJ, Thompson. You still got Tari Eason there. You would have Landale off your bench, Jeff Green off your. I think whatever
It's
the
weird
Rockets
that they
win
got-
total is, I'm probably going to smack the over.
It's very weird that they got Jock Landale when they have Usman Garuba, who is a project, but he was getting minutes last year. I don't know why they just didn't. I would have just saved the money on Jock.
I will say that I don't see Jeff Green and Landale being on that roster.
No,
post
neither do
deadline.
I.
I think a team's going to
especially
want
Jeff
both
Green.
of them.
Probably especially Jeff Green.
Yeah.
Landale signed a 4-year contract.
Yeah, Lundell did.
Was
sign
it
a-
4
which is
years?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, he
4-year,
signed a-
32.
He signed a crazy contract.
I will say
So a little weird.
I think they did that in place of Sengun because of
Maybe.
his kind of defensive liabilities. I think just having somebody next to Sengun off your bench, like Landale, who's going to give you a ton of fucking energy, is huge. So
Oh, yeah.
4 years. I don't know how old Landale is.
Not
pretty
as old.
young.
Not as old as you'd think.
Probably
Yeah,
mid.
no, I think he's pretty young.
20s.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
26, 27.
Probably pretty close.
Mm,
Might be
I'm
a little,
going-
actually might be a little high, to be honest.
That's why we got Google.
Jock
That's how we-
Landale is 27.
Yeah, 26, 27.
okay.
That's not bad. I mean, 4 years. I doubt he spends all 4 years in Houston.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But-
No.
I doubt it.
That's
I mean,
an underrated aspect.
Hey, let's go. Good job, Jock Landale. 4 years, 32 mil.
I like Jock
boy.
when he was on the Spurs.
Yeah.
I was a Jock Landale fan when he was on the
Man.
Spurs.
Not a boy. Glad he got his money.
I'm going through the pickups. Like, see, because we know Cleveland fans, like, as our friends. And, like,
The Max Strus deal.
Like,
I
how
don't
do we
know.
feel about Cleveland? I think Max Strus, I think that was a tad overpay.
What? Like, where? What is he gonna play? The 3?
See, I don't understand their problem with not going to get a 3.
I don't.
I think
Bro,
if
they
anything,
love Isaac Okoro.
I think
like, I
if
don't
anything,
understand.
this was like the time where you go get your 3.
I don't know why they just haven't traded Jarrett Allen yet. Trade Jarrett Allen. You need to trade Jarrett Allen to go get a 3. Someone that's decent. Maybe like a Kelly. They can just sign Kelly Oubre Jr. They don't even got to trade for him.
I think that
Go
would be
get
a
him.
great move for them.
Like Isaac Okoro, you can even if you just sign Kelly Oubre, Isaac Okoro can stay on the team. He just come off the bench. Like
It
Kelly
does.
Oubre would help them a lot.
It does suck because like all the Jared Allen, yeah, he's probably going to get traded because I think Evan Mobley's more of a 5 anyways. I think that's where he fits.
I think if Evan Mobley can put on at least 10 more pounds or like 5 more pounds of muscle, he'll be a force. But he's gonna be for a little bit. He might get a little slow,
Yeah,
but
but-
because he's a little skinny. But I think it'll help him a lot to play the 5.
Mhm.
Help them. It'll help their team a bunch for him to play there.
It's just like so like looking at their signings, like you get
It's
Niang,
just Strus, right? Oh, and Landry.
Niang, you brought back Karis LeVert, you got Strus, and that was really it. Guys that are still kind of tweeners, like Max Strus, he's more of a 2 than a 3. Niang, I ain't got no words for Niang.
That's just a bench. That's a bench pickup.
yeah, that's a bench pickup. I understand that, but then it's like,
that's a shooting off the bench.
but then it's like an underrated pickup for them. But I like him with the Nets. I think they could have got Lonnie Walker on a cheap to play their 3. I think that would have been a nice little pickup for them, but they didn't. Now they're still at the same spot they were last year with a bunch of tweeners.
I think in game it'll be a lot different.
Yeah,
for them to run like Strus at the 3. Like I don't know, it's the same thing with Memphis. Like I gotta keep the same energy. Like them running them at the 3, like that's just basically moving like Desmond Bane at the 3, and like you just don't want that. And like Strus, I don't know how tall Strus is. What 6'3"?
probably
6'4"?
like 6'5".
Oh god.
I will say, like to kind of argue that point, like you have a way better defensive group with Ja, Desmond, and Smart
Oh
than you
yeah,
do with
yeah.
Garland, D. Mitch, and Max Strus. I think you have 3 way better defenders than those 3 on the opposite side. That's why I think Memphis can get away with it. And it's like they kind of have like the same team almost because you got Triple J and then you got Mobley and then you got Steven Adams and you got Allen. But like,
oh my god,
I trust right now like Memphis's defensive core more than Cleveland's, and I think Cleveland
Memphis
just
gonna
needs
get
that
Brandon
3.
Clark back.
Yes, like I think Kelly Oubre would fit perfect in Cleveland because he would still be able to get his shots, and they could get him for the cheap because it's how far are we into free agency now? They can probably get it for cheap, but like they still are in kind of like the same spot. But like I can't say it's like a bad thing. I like the Caris LeVert contract. You can love it or you can hate it. I don't mind it.
I know Cavs fans rip Caris LeVert to shreds. So
I think Caris LeVert has his time because he is another shot creator. And I do like his fit because he can also move to your 1 at times when you have like say like Garland misses a couple games. Like he can have trust with the ball handler and shot creator and Caris LeVert. That's why I wasn't too mad at the contract. But them not getting a 3 is just crazy. I especially in this kind of free agency class. I damn near want to put them at as a loser, as one of the losers who did make pickups at free agency.
Like signing Max Strus kind of just like confuses you. Like it's like it just makes the decision a little harder.
Because you paid Max Strus a little bit of a bag, so
you don't want him to come off the bench.
Yeah, like
so I don't know. It's very.
And you have a Coro like
3 and
maybe
D
they go
guy.
sign Kelly Oubre. Maybe they go sign, or you get a 3 out of Jared Allen. Maybe that's what they're waiting on. Maybe that's kind of their like. All right, we're trading Allen. We don't want a center because we were moving Mobley there. We want either somebody who can play the 3 and the 4.
It's just tough because like Okoro played so bad last season. Like it's just
his shooting. He can't shoot the ball consistently.
He cannot, and it's very very weird. That's a very weird situation that they're going to be in.
I would say my losers are Philly, Chicago for kind of doing nothing. Because I think Chicago, this would have been a good offseason for Chicago to like, all right, Vooz, we're getting you out of here, but they're going to sign him to the extendo if they didn't already. I think DeMar could have definitely moved in this offseason. I think they're going to wait too late on that. Cavs are up there as a loser. I think everybody else is not even a loser, in my opinion. I think every other team in the league really got better. Like when we talked about it, when the Rockets and the Spurs, like who's going to be that team that's worse? I think Detroit marginally got better. Like they still got Bogey, who's a stretch 4, who averaged 20 for them last year. They could still flip for another young guy. I think they had a W.
About Detroit.
I think they could be a team that gets better. Indiana's going to get better. The Spurs are going to get better. Houston's going to get better. Like even like Portland. Even Portland has still a good roster.
Yeah, they do.
And what they get back for Damian Lillard, whatever that is, we still don't know. Like even Orlando's still good. Like we're in a league right now where there isn't one defiant bad team.
Yeah.
And even I guess the only bad team is Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte's still a couple steps behind.
Are they
like
even
Orlando?
Bad?
See, now they're going to have Miles Bridges this year.
Yeah, and then they're going to get LaMelo back, who was basically hurt all last season. Yep. Like, not all last season, but he was hurt for a majority
of it.
You still have Terry Rozier. Gordon Hayward's still going to be there, which makes no fucking sense. Gordon Hayward needs to leave Charlotte.
I would say he'd be gone, but
he needs to go to the Cavs. He doesn't fit their timeline at all. So he doesn't really fit the Cavs timeline at all either. But him and the Hornets doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to see what the Hornets do because LaMelo did just sign the extension. Now they got him locked up for a very very long time. Terry Rozier's still there. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Would they draft Brandon Miller?
Yeah.
Brandon Miller is stinking
Yeah,
it
he's playing
up
like
in
shit.
the G
Yeah.
League.
I
know he's
go.
only played
I'm
2
not gonna
games.
look. I'm not gonna look into
2
it too
games?
much. I'm not gonna look into it too much.
14 fouls in 2 games. Are you shitting me?
Well,
I didn't even know you could go over the foul limit in summer league.
That's kind of crazy.
Abaji fouled out in summer league yesterday. He had 10 fouls. But he also
10?
had. But he
Was
also
he
had
the
like
number 2 pick in the draft? I
no.
didn't
He
think
he
so.
was with Cleveland. He was a lotto for sure because he went to Kansas when they won it, and he was a lotto, and then he got traded for the Laurie shit.
You said he finally fouled out with 10 fouls.
Yeah. They get it's like
Fucking
after that,
10.
it's like a free or it's like every foul you get after that is a free throw or something.
Oh my god.
Or free throws, like no matter what.
10 fouls is crazy.
Oh, another kind of like arguable
I think
winner,
that's what it is.
loser, kind of like the Hawks because they haven't really made anything crazy. They finally traded John Collins
Extended
to
fucking-
the
John Collins
to the
finally beat the
Jazz.
trade allegations. He
Oh my
finally beat
God.
him.
But
But
even
to the
then,
Jazz, sadly.
then they get DeJounte his bag. It's like 4 years, 120, which is good for him.
Which is interesting.
It's only 30 a year. That's
What does
not-
that mean?
That's not
You
bad.
think-
I
think
think
that
he
they're gonna
coulda-
try to you think that they're gonna try to make him their number 1?
No. I think that's all smoke in Atlanta. I've always thought the trading Trae Young shit was
If you're
all smoke.
Trae Young, you think they're like, he got
No.
extended.
Well,
I
you
don't know.
gave up all those picks for him. I would think you would want to extend him for more than 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And then you get rid of John
shaking in my
Collins.
boots.
Nah. I think if anything, it helps them because now they don't have John Collins, and then you have Hunt, then you have Trey, DeJounte, DeAndre Hunter. Then you have Jalen Johnson, who's out of Duke, who they probably should have been playing over John Collins. And then now you have Clint Capella and Okongwu. But
Onyeka.
I think they're another team. Like, it sucks to say, like, I feel like they're like the Bulls where, like, I really could have seen them, like, going and making that move, that kind of all-in move, like, going and getting somebody, but, like, they kind of stayed pat. Kind of like, I'm happy the Kings stayed pat. Because I would hate for the Kings to go out and make some crazy-ass acquisition, and then it fucks everything all up. Because I think people are going to want to come to the Kings in, like, a couple years when there is a crazy free agency class. Because this free agency class wasn't anything has the past couple years. Like, I mean, Jeremy Grant's, like, the biggest, like, payday damn near. Just in terms
Right
of
now,
longevity and, like, how much money it was.
For the 5 years.
Yeah.
But this free agency class kind of, obviously, offseason is probably the most entertaining in basketball sense. Like, I think that NBA has the best free offseason. Just because of day to day, like, the shit that happens as soon as free agency turns on is crazy.
Yeah.
It's between, I don't know, football is pretty cool too.
More
I
people
think-
sit out in football,
Yeah.
which makes it
I feel like
worse,
everything happens
because
so
football
much-
has the franchise tag and
True.
basketball doesn't. So the franchise tag takes away people getting money. So people get mad when they get no money. So then they sit out. Like Saquon and Josh Jacobs should do, which is a different topic.
I mean, I think we're kind of all caught up. I mean, there's still, like, the Damian Lillard trade that happened, which I have no idea when that's going to happen. There's still a couple free agents like
Man.
Christian Wood, Oubre, Will Barton, Sarge, who's been linked to the Warriors, Kendrick Nunn,
was
who I'm
your,
surprised.
What was your takeaways from the draft?
Kind of as expected. I think long
Did
term,
nothing crazy happen, you thought?
Cam Whitmore sliding because of what we heard of bad interviews and kind of bad workouts. I think him sliding down to 20 is crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
I can see him. Okay, he slid out of lottery, still went to the first team that didn't have his lotto pick or whatever. Like, I think that was crazy. I don't think Brandon Miller's going to be a bust, but they're going to say he's a bust in terms of how good Scoot Henderson's going to be. I can see
They
Brandon
could've
Miller
taken
still being a
Scoot
good.
so bad.
I think Brandon Miller's going to be still a good player in the league, but I think Scoot is like that guy. Like I said,
Scoot is gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be him and it's gonna be like a Zion and Josh situation because like you have Wemby and Scoot,
yeah,
and like it's gonna be them just battling for Rookie of the Year.
and then you're gonna
Like,
have
hopefully
RJ.
both of them stay.
Then you're gonna have RJ Barrett and Brandon Miller.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
But
So
I
it's very interesting.
the main takeaway I've had is like, how did people not learn from what the Warriors did? I am going on Twitter and seeing the graphic of James Wiseman, LaMelo, and Anthony Edwards, the top 3 picks in that draft, and I'm like, wow, Golden State over there drafting for fit. And I was a big draft for fit guy.
Yeah, so was I.
I was a big draft for fit guy, especially at that time. Warriors needed a center, blah, blah, blah. James Wiseman, blue chip prospect, whatever. But like at this point in time, you got to learn from what the Warriors did. He's not even on their fucking team anymore. He's in Detroit. They flipped him for second rounders. If I'm the Hornets, I'm like, all right, fuck the fit. We're going to get Terry Rozier ass out of here, and we're going to go draft Scoot Henderson.
We're going to go best player available.
Yes, we're going to go best player available. But it's, like I said, I think in comparison, I think Brandon Miller is still going to be good. But in comparison to Scoot, I think it's going to be, that's where the people are going to talk.
It's just they're going to get compared all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is. Like when you go that high, you're going to get compared to the people who went before you. You're going to get compared to everybody. So I think it'll be very interesting because they're probably going to have him come off the bench, I would assume.
No, they're going to start him. They're probably.
You think?
I always forget they have fucking Gordon Hayward for some reason.
That's what I mean. Like Gordon Hayward is a fucking wrench, bro.
They might.
Do you start him at the 4 and just have him get fucking bodied by someone? All right, welcome to the league, man. Like
I don't know. Cool, because they don't even have PJ Washington still a free agent and Kelly Oubre still a free agent. So
and they don't have Mason Plumlee.
And they don't. Fuck.
I mean, they got Nick Richards though.
No, they're gonna be bad.
Yeah,
but one of the biggest W that like I saw like when we were watching it, like I think the Mavs trading back, getting Rashawn Holmes like we talked about earlier, and Lively. I think those are that was like the steal of the drafts, trading back, getting Holmes. Yeah, for getting Holmes is still going to be a great player for them, and Lively. I think that was huge. I do like the Warriors pick for some.
The one you don't even know his name
because. I don't want to mispronounce his name. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. So you got that. I couldn't tell you who the Celtics drafted. No idea.
But
we got that bald dude from Arkansas. Walsh? Is that his last name? I don't know.
I think it is Walsh.
He's bald. I just know that.
Because I was more so shocked when a bunch of those teams like the Warriors and Parker Zemsky from Santa Clara. That's who we drafted. He was supposed to be kind of like our DiVincenzo replacement. He can shoot. He's older, but I think if we could have got like Cam Whitmore, I do like our last pick in the draft though, Jackson Davis out of Indy.
Oh yeah,
I do like that. We've already
pick him. You didn't even pick him. You signed him.
Yeah, we signed him. Well, no, we picked him.
I remember him. I don't think you did.
We picked him. I think we traded into the draft to pick him. It was like in the late.
I do remember him. I do remember him tweeting something. That's why I say this.
Yeah, he said like you guys are gonna regret it or something.
That's why I think you guys might have signed him right off the like.
And we signed him for 4 years.
But really,
yeah, signed him for 4 years.
And that's got to be a sign off of undrafted.
He's somebody I could see being in the rotation from day one because he's somebody who can do a little bit of everything, and he's older.
Yeah, so I would say he'd be like your Kuzma or not Kuzma, your Kuminga role, but like y'all still have him.
I think he can be a little bit. I think they can play
he
together.
Can take the pressure off fucking Draymond
because he can do a little bit of everything, and he fills that need for us at like kind of that small ball 5 and that 4 spot.
Hey, give him a couple years, man. If he might be pulling the Kevon Looney load.
Low key, I thought we came away with a W. I did think like man, like us and the Lakers. I was like, man, Cam Whitmore sliding? Do we just fuck it, take him? Like he was a lotto pick. Do we like? Because that was surprising. There wasn't too many surprises in the draft.
No, I thought the draft went pretty according to plan. Besides the Pacers taking that one French dude, but then he ended up going to Washington because he got traded.
Yeah, and
fucking teammate.
I guess Anthony Black was a little surprising just because of how many guards are on Orlando. Because when we were watching it live, it was like it feels like forever.
So weird. Now. Orlando just keeps drafting guards. I don't understand.
But like at the same time, who were like at that time? I'm like, man, who are they going to draft? They got Paolo. Their like forward spot is set really, and then they just kind of need to figure out the 1 and 2.
Fill out your bench, man. Like
I think Anthony Black could really take one of those spots. I could definitely see like
you got Anthony, Suggs, Fultz, and now Black.
I think Fultz and Black are safe. I think Suggs and Anthony
Oh,
are.
Fultz is safe. Fultz is probably going to be your starter.
Yeah.
And then they're probably going to – if someone moves, it's Suggs.
Yeah. I think Suggs moves
And
over anybody.
Cole Anthony is a really good point guard to come off the bench. And they just let go of Bobo. And the Spurs can do the funniest thing ever in the world if they sign Bobo. It'd be fucking hilarious. They'd have him and Wemby.
That'd be insane.
Oh my God. Imagine both of them on the court together.
Because Summer League, in my eyes, doesn't start till they get to Vegas, and they get to Vegas on Friday or tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And, like, tomorrow...
Is that when the playoff starts?
No, this is when, like, they get to Vegas, and this is where, like, the Summer League...
actually, it is.
Yes. So, like, you get Brandon Miller versus Vic tomorrow at 8.
God.
So you get that, and that's his debut, so it's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be packed.
He said he wasn't going to play like crazy, but he said he was going to play a couple games.
Does not play like crazy, like, bro, like.
That's what he said. He said he wasn't going to play like the whole Summer League, but he said he was going to get some minutes in.
Shit like that bothers me, in my opinion.
He should play.
I think, why wouldn't you play? You're like, yeah, cool, you're supposed to be this. You're not there yet. Be like everybody else and play every fucking Summer League game that you possibly can.
When Chet Holmgren wins Rookie of the Year, bro, just come back to this podcast.
Oh, sneaky bet.
God.
Oh, sneaky
exactly.
bet.
Y'all didn't think about that.
Nah, you're kind of insane.
No,
when Chet Holmgren wins Rookie of the Year, y'all are going to be like, wow.
I think he's just in such a better situation off rip than Wemby's going to be in OKC. But that's going to be a sneak. That's a sneaky bet right there on FanDuel. I promise you. When I look at the odds about Chet Holmgren for MVP or Rookie of the Year,
he's gonna pull a fucking Ben Simmons. He's gonna pull a Blake Griffin. All these guys that sat out the first year, and then they're gonna come out and win the Rookie of the Year.
I just think that I'm not saying that like Vic needs to go out here and just bust ass in like every single Summer League game, but like at least give us like 3 to 5 games of Summer League play. Don't give us like tomorrow night and then you out. Now all of a sudden he's playing Scoot Henderson on like the next couple of days and he's not. Vic ain't playing. Then like shit like that. But there is some motherfuckers that shouldn't be in the Summer League. Keegan Murray is a playoff starter.
He had 41 points.
There's no reason.
No shot he should be playing right now in the Summer
League. I saw that
League.
shit on Twitter, bro. They're like, why is this dude in the Summer League? Like it is funny to have him. And he's just young. That's why they're like, he'll probably be like one of the only games.
And they were in Sacramento.
Yeah. So we don't even know. Keegan could have walked out and be like, "Hey, let me play." Like, I want to play. I want to hoop.
I think
I'm bored. Let me play.
I'm bored. Yeah, let me play.
J-Dub. I don't know.
Jalen Williams.
He probably shouldn't be playing. Oh, shout out to Trey Man, but I don't want to mispronounce his name from the Heat. From UCLA. Hawkes, yes. He's somebody who the Miami Heat are gonna like play day one. If they have Jovic
slammed on that one dude.
Jovic, that was the game I was actually watching because Hawkes airballed the first shot. Nice. His first shot. But like looking at it, I think if they bring Jovic and him off the bench, because he's ready. He looks like
Jovic is ready.
Guy. Yes. Both of them seem fucking ready for next year. And I think now with Miami kind of losing Vincent and Strus, they're gonna be getting a lot of those minutes. But like all the good games start Friday. Like that's where you see all like because all the teams play now.
All I'm saying is last year I think Peyton Pritchard had 50 points in the Summer League.
No, the best Summer League memory I've had is watching Josh Hart put on an absolute fucking show for some reason on the Lakers.
I remember Lonzo when the Lakers won and Lonzo won. That was him. That was like him, Josh Hart, Kuzma, and that was when they were on the Lakers and they won. They won it and he won MVP.
I know the roster. It was Lonzo, Jay Hart, Bi,
probably Randall,
Caruso, Kuzma, Zubac.
God,
that was the team because they made like a post about it. Like ESPN made a post about it or something.
Crazy lineup.
But I'm interested to see everybody because like I said, I don't feel like Summer League officially starts till they in Vegas. I feel like that's when like all the eyes are on Summer League. But like I'm excited to see because we've already played 2 games, but I'm excited to see the rest of the league's teams play.
I don't know if we've played any.
You guys haven't.
I don't think I would have seen it by now.
Like Chet Holmgren, I do like that pick for Rookie of the Year. I think his transition is going to be so much smoother than Vic's because I think with all the hype Vic had, I think people are going to come after him for real. And I think it's going to be an adjustment for him. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Vic had kind of like that Lonzo Ball treatment because the schedule hasn't dropped. Because remember when Lonzo Ball's first game, he played Pat Bev.
Yeah, and he got fucking shoved around.
Yes, and he got shoved. I wouldn't be surprised because I don't know their schedule yet. Their first game could be against somebody like say it wouldn't be the Sixers, but say somebody they play like the Sixers or something when his matchup is like going against like a Joel Embiid or like one of the top tier guys in the league at his position. So I think that's why his like Rookie of the Year case isn't going to be as strong as Chet because I think Chet's in the perfect situation to win it in OKC.
Chet, I think Chet's gonna hoop. He's gonna do good. I think he's coming back. He was super cocky last year, talking about how he was gonna win Rookie of the Year and be the best player in the league and everything, and then he got hurt.
Put on
LeBron.
muscle.
He put on some muscle. What was it, like 13 pounds or something?
Yeah,
something weird. Not 13 pounds of muscle, but 13 pounds in general.
I think he's just
like he.
Man,
I don't know. I think he's gonna be
rim
good.
protection. He's gonna give them great rim protection. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a race between. I ain't gonna count Scoot out yet because they're still gotta move Damian Lillard. I think that would be a good spot for Scoot, but I think the race is gonna be between Chet, Vic, and I'm honestly gonna say, Amen Thompson from Detroit. I think those are gonna be the three.
Amen Thompson is like perfect for Detroit because they got the three. Like he'll play the three for them, and like it'll just help them so much. Like Detroit's starting lineup is going to be like low key very fucking crazy.
It's going to be
like
Ivy.
It's going to be Cade, Ivy, Thompson, Bagley, Wiseman.
No, they're going to have Bogdanovich at the 4.
I wouldn't start him.
I would start Bogdanovich.
I'm starting Bagley. I'm starting Martin Bagley over him.
Man, stop talking about Bad God. No.
Bad God was put on for his city in Detroit. They just didn't use him right in Sacramento. I understand.
So when you're looking to bet Detroit Pistons players rebounds, is it going to be Bagley, Duren, Wiseman, or Stewart?
Bagley's points. Bagley is strictly bucket getter. He is points. Rebounds is probably Stewart, but like if they start him at the 4 some of these games, then you're out. Then you're out. But then if Duren's at the 5, then when it's 6.5, you're taking it because he's going to get it. When Jason Tatum's line is 8.5, 7.5 every fucking game, and he averages 12, you're going to take it.
Nah, Detroit really got Bagley and Wiseman. I was like, y'all got to be something. Yeah. Y'all got to be something.
Bagley was part of the biggest parlay I've ever hit, and I had his points, which was fucking fire.
But you guys want to wrap it up there?
Sure.
That works.
For sure. Thank you guys for tuning into the Barrel Talk podcast. Hope to see you tune in future episodes.